Hi everybody. This video is going to be a little bit chaotic, maybe a little crazy. Today, looking at all my keyboards. So, apologies for my chair. The only keyboard not included in this video is my Razer Black Widow Ultimate 2016 edition, and that's because it's currently hooked up to the computer that's recording. So, I don't really want to unhook it because I guess I could, but I don't really feel like it. If you'd like a closer look at that keyboard, I've got a keyboard deep clean video on this channel. You can check that out. That's obviously the keyboard I clean in that video, so check out that video. So it's actually right there. But anyways, the keyboard's right there is what I mean. A little bit of background. I'm currently in the process of moving workshops, which has me going through a lot of boxes, which is basically making me discover all of these keyboards again. Some of these I forgot I owned. So I guess we'll start with the first one, which is actually my main keyboard. First, let me count the keyboards for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Looking at 10 keyboards today. So this is the keyboard I actually use in my day-to-day life. This is the Red Dragon. I guess the name is Kumara. The model number is K552WR -WR. K552-WR. Okay, anyways, it's a mechanical keyboard. The switches are. Get one of the caps off. Switches are. I think the name is Otemu Reds. It's just a knockoff Sherry MX. It's a budget keyboard, but I like it because it's cheap and it's actually quality. If you're not familiar with the brand Red Dragon, they actually make a lot of cheap quality gaming products. I can really, there's hair falling out of this thing. Ew. Let's see if we can get that out. I think I got it. Anyways, yeah, you can tell this is the one I use all the time. It's a little dirty. But I can do without the font. The font's a little much. However, I like it because it's actually a nice weight for being only, I think I paid $50 for this. Did I say that already? It was like $50. And I think it's actually pretty good for that price. I wouldn't pay more than that. But yeah, this is a pretty nice keyboard. So give you a little bit of a typing example. Do this best I can in this setup here. Yeah, honestly, I really like it. Obviously, I'm typing with one hand. This is not as fast as I normally type, obviously. But if you want to see me type with it, this is actually the keyboard I use in all my typing videos. So check those out if you'd like. Yeah, it's a nice keyboard for the price anyways. I'm going to take the time to wrap up each keyboard after I'm done with it. So I know I've already gone over it. So yeah, that's my daily driver, if you will. Set this there. Let's get into something a little bit more interesting. This, I have no idea who makes it. If anybody knows, let me know. Because there's literally no brand on it. This is first of all, fingerprint magnet, but this is actually a metal keyboard. It's got a retro Windows logo, and it is actually, in fact, PS2. So it's designed for old Windows because obviously some computers still have PS2 ports. Anyways, but it's all metal except for the keys, obviously. But the housing is all metal, and like I said, there's zero branding on this at all. You can even see my reflection in it, but it's got 2 rubber feet, and that's it. Actually, quite nice switches. I want to disclose I'm not a keyboard expert or enthusiast in any way. I can't tell you what half of these switches are. I know the Red Dragon one because I did a little bit of research, because when I did those typing videos, people were asking me what switch is. This is really the only one I know. Most of these are membrane. But I'm not a keyboard enthusiast at all. So I apologize if I get anything wrong, but these are actually quite nice switches. Let's give you a little typing test here. Yeah. If you're wondering what I'm typing in each round, I'm typing, hello, my name is Ash, and welcome to this video. Poorly, because I'm doing it with one finger on one hand. But this is quite a nice keyboard. I had this in my strange items ASMR video. I had that in that and this and that. But this is obviously a keyboard showcase, so here it is here. I'm going to wrap it up, and we'll move on to the next one. This was a cool find. I'm doing the three that were in the thumbnail first. This is a Packard Bell. It's massive. It's a Packard Bell. I don't know what switches these are. I don't think they're buckle and spring. I don't think so anyways. But it's a Packard Bell. I think this came with Packard Bells, maybe. Definitely has seen a lot of UV and needs a bit of a clean, a bit of a dusting. But the keys are really nice, actually. I don't think it's buckle and spring like let's say an IBM Model N, but actually I really like these keys. The only thing with this keyboard, and might just be this. It is just this one. Well, probably not just this one, but it's a problem with this keyboard, not the keyboard itself. I don't know how well it's coming on the camera, but the enter key, besides being elongated, actually comes up rather slowly. See, let's see, compared to that. Yeah, you could definitely tell. So that's like a normal key, and then that's the enter key. So it kind of makes typing on it a little bit difficult. I'm feeling it's just due to age, not because of the actual keyboard. But every other key is great. Spacebar is great. Give you a little typing test here. There you go. So actually, this is kind of funny. My dad, we're done with this keyboard, by the way. We'll move on to the next one. But my dad was actually telling me, he watches the channel, by the way, just to kind of support me. And he was telling me how he doesn't like the sound of keyboards, like any keyboard. He hates the sound of typing. And he was telling me about how, I think he watched the Watch Me Edit video. And he's like, I really don't like the sound of keyboards, but apparently I'm the oddball, because somebody commented, I think several people actually commented how much they liked the sound of my keyboard in that video. If you're curious, by the way, that was the Razer keyboard. So he was like, I guess I'm the oddball in this situation. So that's kind of where the idea for this video came from. So thanks, Dad, and I'm sorry for your ears. Let's go over a newer keyboard. This is a Logitech wireless keyboard. This is the K400R. As you can see, this one has the keyboard and trackpad. Actually, I quite like the buttons on the trackpad. I don't like trackpads, but actually the clicks are quite nice for trackpads. This is in Logitech's unifying USB line. Actually, I think I've got the receiver in there. There it is. It's kind of like I don't know if they still do the unifying thing. I think they do. Where you can kind of have all your products under one USB receiver, which is quite nice. I don't think they do that for their gaming line, but they do that for things like this, I guess. This one's hard membrane. I mean, listen to this thing. Oh, typing on it, it sounds great, but typing on it is a little rough. Let's see if we can get you a little test here. So I'm not a huge fan of this keyboard layout either. Not because it doesn't have a numpad. If you don't know, I actually don't really use numpads. I find myself using it more with editing, but that's it. Which is why my daily driver doesn't have a numpad. I come up with a shorter keyboard to give me more mouse space. I just don't really use them outside of editing, which is why I use the Razer keyboard on my editing computer. So, wow, we're 11 minutes into this video and I'm nowhere near done. Holy smokes, this is going to be long. So I hope you enjoy. The trackpad, I don't like trackpads, but I guess for an all-in-one solution, this could be worse. I haven't tested the function of this trackpad. This keyboard was found without a receiver at a yard sale for $1, by the way. Which I thought was a pretty good deal considering it is Logitech and is name brand. This is not the last appearance of Logitech you will see. Go for something a little bit less modern, but it is still modern. We gotta unwrap it first. I actually really like this keyboard. I really do. This is a Lenovo keyboard, and this thing is a beast. It is membrane. It needs a clean. But I like this keyboard because it's powered off of a single USB, and it actually gives you 2 USB ports on the side of the keyboard there. And let me just tell you, that Razer keyboard for editing has a USB port on it, and having USB ports on your keyboard I never thought would be great, or I never like understood why you would want that. No, I use it all the time. It's amazing. So the fact that this one gives you 2 is, I mean, this would be the keyboard I use for editing if it wasn't membrane. Genuinely, I love this keyboard. It's not my favorite in this list. I'll tell you my favorite at the end. But yeah, this is a nice keyboard. You get all the multimedia controls. Actually, the multimedia controls I quite like the buttons they use. This is when computers used little shortcut keys. So we got lock, desktop, my documents. Is that word processor, spreadsheet, calculator, email, internet. I think this came with computers, Lenovo computers from the era. I think, is there a date code on it? No date code. But if I had to guess, this is probably from, looking at looking at the keyboard and looking at that logo, it's probably a Windows 8 era, if not Windows 10. If I had to guess, I'd probably say it's a Windows 8 era keyboard, because this is probably right when they adopted that logo. And I don't think many Windows computers or keyboards that came with Windows 10 computers had these on it. So this is probably a Windows 8 keyboard. Give you a little typing test. If I can not hit the USB off of everything. Set that on the ground. There we go. Oh, one last feature I forgot to mention. Another reason why I like this. If your cable has to route to the top, it's got a little groove for it. But if you wanted to route out that way or that way, depending on which side your computer's on, you can actually do that. And I just almost ripped open the cable. That would have been nice. You can actually do that, and then it comes out there, which that's actually really nice for cable management. The only sad thing is that I'm missing as you can see, this side here has the feed for 2 different angles, but this side here only has one. I'm missing a piece on it. This was a Goodwill purchase. Most of these were Goodwill purchases. Some of these actually came with computers that I owned, but most of these were Goodwill purchases. Anyways, let's get to that typing test. Yeah, this keyboard, the switches are terrible, especially that spacebar is quite spongy. Not a big fan of the spacebar. Other than that, I would be using this as my daily editing computer. Genuinely, I love this keyboard. Just wish the switches were a little better. Let's wrap this up. I meant the keyboard, not this video. Was that funny? Probably not. Okay. So, let's go over some keyboards I don't like. Give it to me. Thank you. Great, it just knocked over a whole stack. So, this is just a compact piece of trash. I don't even know why I did not just throw this in the bin. This came with my dad's old compact computer. My dad's compact Windows 7 computer, because he's got the Windows 7 Windows key. I really don't like this thing. He was just gonna throw it away, and I should have just let him. But I guess had to give it new life or whatever, and it's been sitting in a box ever since. There's really nothing to say about this keyboard, other than this is not the last time you'll see compact. But here's a little typing test. Also, the spacebar is broken, so that's why it sounds like that. I think I typed that wrong. Anyways, I really should just throw it away, especially since the spacebar is jammed. I mean, look at that. It literally is jammed and broken, and I should probably just throw this thing away. It's just taking up space. I probably will. Because this is pointless without the spacebar. Or maybe I'll keep it and use it for the keys and stuff. But yeah, piece of junk. Now this one is also a piece of junk, but at least I've got a history with it. Besides it, I had a history with that compact one, but really it was my dad's. This is a Dell keyboard. And this came with my Windows 8 Dell Inspiron. It's actually, the keys aren't terrible. They're dirty. But this was actually my keyboard that I used for a really long time. Again, there's absolutely nothing special about it. It just shipped with my Dell Inspiron. But let's do a little typing test. I'm messing this up bad here, but you get the idea. Anyways, again, absolutely nothing special about this keyboard. Just an interesting part of my computer history, my personal computer history. Because this is actually my keyboard that I used. I don't have my original Dell keyboard that I used with my previous Inspiron, but I still have this one. Great. Well, we've only got 4 left, and you will recognize this keyboard from every ASMR video I make with keyboards. This is a Raspberry Pi keyboard. You can see the little Raspberry Pi logo. I like this keyboard because it's connected with micro USB, and that's it. I mean, I've got so many of those, and it gives you 3 USB ports, which is great. And the keys are, well, they're good for ASMR. Obviously, I use this keyboard, but it's light and compact. And I'll give you a little typing test, even though I don't really need to. You're all familiar with this keyboard. Okay. Yeah, you're all familiar with this keyboard. You've seen it in all my videos. Genuinely pretty cool, although it's pretty cheap actually. It's not anything special, but I do like the fact that it gives you 3 USB ports. And they probably do that because the Raspberry Pi doesn't have a ton of USB ports on it anyways. And if you've got it running in something, like, for example, like some kind of robot or whatever, you kind of need USB ports because you can't access the Raspberry Pi itself. This keyboard is another wireless keyboard. This is by Kimtech. It's just a cheap one you get on Amazon. Actually, the keyboard itself is not terrible. But it actually, I don't know if you can read that, or you can see that. It says wireless keyboard and mouse set. So this came with a mouse. And the reason I included this in this video is this keyboard's fine. The mouse it came with is probably the worst mouse I've ever used in my entire life. It really is terrible. I used it. I was editing with it because I bought this when I was trying to get my first apartment, and I was living in one, and it was basically set up my home office and like my bedroom and everything in one room. It's a long story. But basically, I had to buy this for editing with my laptop, and I tried editing one video with the mouse that came with this keyboard, and I did not even finish editing the video before I ordered a Razer wireless mouse. Like, I literally was like, I cannot do this. My hand was in actual excruciating pain after trying to edit with that mouse. So by far the worst mouse I've ever used, but the keyboard's fine. So let's give you a typing test. No, nothing special. I kind of like the low profile keys. Yeah, nothing really spectacular with that. Second to last keyboard. This is actually Compact's last showcase in this. I have no idea what computer this came with. It is gross. I don't see a date code, but as you can see, this thing is old and dirty and yellowed. But it is cool. The keys actually aren't terrible. I felt better, obviously. The back of this is absolutely vile. Don't know, something else got spilled on it or something. But I actually don't hate it. I don't hate this keyboard. In fact, I was just using it for testing on a machine actually this morning. I don't hate this keyboard. Could do with cleaning. But yeah, you can see all the multimedia keys up top. I don't even know what some of those symbols mean. But actually, it's not terrible. I would assume this came with a Presario back in the day, or an old Presario. It's got the Windows, old retro Windows logo. So let's give you a typing test and just get onto that last keyboard. Not the greatest, but also not the worst. Could definitely do with the cleaning though. And last but certainly not least, probably my favorite keyboard. You've probably seen it in my game room tour. I think I glossed over it pretty quickly actually. This is the Logitech Netplay controller. And yes, you're not seeing things. This is a keyboard and PS2 controller combined into one thing. So, what's the story with this? Well, this shipped. Oh, this came with a game called EverQuest Online Adventures for the PlayStation 2. It was an online PS2 game with like online chat and everything. like a live chat, so you're typing to your friends in the game or whatever on your PS2. And then you were meant to play the game like this. Yes, this is real. They expect you to play the game like this on a literal plank of wood. They expect you to play it like that. I just noticed this. Look how skinny this backspace key is. Oh. Now, if you're not a fan of the PlayStation 2, or you just needed a keyboard and you didn't want the controller, which I don't know why you would buy this, I'll show you. Keyboard actually slides off, and there's actually two different connectors, so you can use it separately from the controller. So if you want an even worse way to play Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, here it is. Yeah, you can. Now it's really playing on a plank of wood. I mean, or maybe even you use as a dinner tray while you're playing your SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. You can use it as a dinner tray. You put your food here, kind of eat it, and then keep playing. It's great. In case you're curious, let me put that back on. In case you are curious, oh come on, get on there. Oh. I think that's on. Is that on? In case you don't believe me that it's a PlayStation controller, even though that's a PlayStation logo on it, here are the two connectors. There's the one for the keyboard. Here's the one for the PlayStation controller. PlayStation 2 did have USB ports, so this makes sense. I guess this offered an all-in-one solution from Logitech. Yes, like I said, from Logitech. I guess this provided an all-in-one solution. I think you could literally just plug in a keyboard though and have your regular PS2 controller and have a keyboard in front of you. Some people didn't have that option. Some people had to do this. But that's it. That's all of my keyboards that I found so far. I might have more. And like I said, I forgot some of these even existed. Like that Lenovo one I forgot existed for the longest time, but I did remember it, and I remembered how much I like it. Yeah, that's... Oh, did I give you a typing test on that one? Well, I already wrapped it up, so I guess I'll do it like this. Yeah, not actually typing anything now, but yeah. The keys aren't terrible, but that backspace key, look at that thing. Look at that backspace key. Oh, I've never seen a skinnier backspace key, my god. Alright, well, anyways, that's it. I'd like to thank you all for watching. I have to clean up all these keyboards now, great. But I really hope you enjoyed. Look at these keyboards. It's kind of an interesting thing to look at. Everybody really likes keyboard sounds, so I hope this provides enough for you for forever. Kidding, of course. Thank you all for watching, and be sure to subscribe, because a lot of good videos coming in the future. Alright, see ya.